Talk of the Gezira irrigation scheme that lies south of Khartoum in Sudan between the Blue and White Nile rivers, or Israel's drip and micro-irrigation technique that has assisted in ensuring Israel's food security. As resources dwindle and the world population rises, smart solutions for better agriculture and food production are essential for human survival. Like the rest of the world, Zimbabwe is not spared from today's challenging calamities such as the increasing frequency of extreme weather patterns, particularly drought and flooding, coupled with shifting rainfall patterns, which sometimes lead to food shortages, especially in rural communities. Hence, there is need for the country to introduce intensive and modern food production mechanisms such as irrigation schemes. One such initiative is the Nyanyadzi Irrigation Scheme located in the eastern side of Chimanimani district in Manicaland province. The irrigation scheme lies in agroecological region 5, which is characterized by low rainfall below 450 millimeters per annum and high temperatures that do not support rain-fed agriculture, says Nyanyadzi Irrigation Chairperson Mr. Elia Nyananda and a farmer Ms. Harriet Makowe.
Mvura inonaya muno muvhali yedu inei ishoma zvikurukuru zvokuti tikatoshaiwe irrigation ronga ritori dambudziko chairo, plus inoti kana inonaya nema-heavy rains, otherwise 1 2 3 mvura yobva yatoenda zvokutoti tinosarwa tiine nzara yakanyanyisa.
Nekuti kugara kwandakaita muno mandina kumbo patatoibvisa magwera aya tapuwe mbeu neGMB ndopetatoonao mashura ekuti mvura yabva yanaya kusvikira haibvi.
Since its commencement, Nyanyadzi irrigation has become a reliable source of livelihood for the people on the dry eastern side of Chimanimani district.
It has been supporting two districts basically in terms of livelihoods, Chimanimani district as well as Chipinge, which is neighboring to Chimanimani district. And it's an irrigation scheme that is benefiting about 720 households. And if you say every household has gotten on average about 6 people, you can imagine that's a lot of people that are benefiting from that particular irrigation scheme. And also if you look at the location of Nyanyadzi irrigation scheme, it's on the western side of Chimanimani district, and it's an area that doesn't receive so much rainfall. And so for the people in this area to actually have a livelihood, they have to depend on irrigation. And that's why Nyanyadzi is really so critical to the livelihoods of Chimanimani district. And also if you look at Nyanyadzi Business Center, most of the shops you see around that area, they've actually developed because of the economic activity that has been driven by Nyanyadzi irrigation scheme. So now you've got farmers that are into wheat production, green maize production, they're producing groundnuts, they're producing tomatoes, they're also producing sugar beans. All these crops, they give farmers a source of income. And actually, as you speak to most farmers, they actually tell you that for them to be able to send their kids to school, it's because of Nyanyadzi irrigation scheme. So it's really a vital investment for the district as well as the province.
For years, the scheme has been divided into 3 blocks that draw water from Nyanyadzi River using the flood irrigation. However, in the early 2000s, human activities such as deforestation, poor farming methods and overgrazing in the micro-watershed of Nyanyadzi irrigation scheme negatively affected the irrigation.
Katanga kurima muNyanyadzi mu 1978 tikarima zvikaita 2000 ndipo zvakatanga kuzomira kusairima nekuti mama nemajecha akawanda mumugero kwaiti cyclone. Kobva tamboidza kuti titorenge foshoro tichirasha kuti zvinde kure zvichibva zvakorera. Kobva tazorekera kuzotoita mugero muNyanyadzi. Kobva tazoite zveirrigation yemishini yemagetsi. Taita mishini yemagetsi yatobva tamboita kobva tazorwadziwa ngemari yobva yaramba ichindokwira mari yemagetsi. Kobva tazorekera kutozorima kusvikira izvezvi kwazoya savaya.
Apart from poor micro-catchment management, the devastating effects of Cyclone Elene, which affected the country in 2000, also worsened an already existing challenge of heavy siltation for the Nyanyadzi water canals eventually burying the water system underground for over 15 years, says Mr. Aaron Mwanasawani, district technician from the Department of Mechanization.
The original plan of Nyanyadzi irrigation was the use of gravity-fed water from Nyanyadzi River. And from Nyanyadzi River, it was coming through the canal. As time goes on, this canal becomes desilted. And after this desiltation, due to settlements in other places or in the upper side of the canal, after this siltation, the community started desilting. But from cyclone El Nino of 2000, that cyclone brought in massive siltation to the extent that the community became weakened and it failed to desil the canal. And the Nyanyadzi irrigation scheme became malfunctioning up to last year when these interventions started.
Agricultural activities, the mainstay of smallholder farmers in the area, were greatly affected, adding to other woes that villagers faced in a bid to satisfy their daily water requirements. Since 2000, the farmers have tried to remove the silt from the canal to maintain water flow for their source of livelihood, but to no avail.
Takatombopinda mugomba racho kutombobudisa majecha nekutora masaka tichiedze kuda kuvhara mvura yacho kuti iuye kumaminda, asi yanga isikakwani pari zvinezvi zvatagadzirirwa ngemadhona acho zvazvisikakwani mvura yacho nekuti kumwe kunzvimbo yanga isikasviki, kumwe kunzvimbo yaidiridzwa neano andi munondoona kuti mumwe namumwe mune machambiyoni anoshushira vamwe vanhu ane simba rekuzoti munotukana kusvika pakurwana, asi pazuva yemvura iyi hapana munhu ari kutaura.
Inoyi nzvimbo nichatanga kupinda muno mu 2009 yanga yakazara masoil erosion, mugero uyu wanga wakazara mavhu, ndasikatozivi kuti pasi apo patoo neflow yakadaro. Saka pazoya kwakazoita dhona rauya richivhura mugero, ndokutozoziva kuti pane flow itoriwo pasi apo. Ndo mazera andaizviita plus gohwe remuno ranga rakatidzakire maererano nemvura yacho yanga isingafambi zvakanaka. Yaiwana chibage chishoma, zvasingambopangidzi kuti muirrigation marimiro acho anga akadzakira. Zvaiti pakudiridza yaishupa kudiridza mumaeka, maiti mvura shoma shoma vanhu munotoambana kurowana chaiko kuambanira mvura shoma.
Irrigation yedu yakatanga 1934 tichigadzirwa ndiMr. Arivot, murungu watakanzwa nevabereki vedu kuti ndiye wakatanga muno echiuye kuti anunure vabereki. Zvadaro irrigation yedu yakarana zvechokwadi, ikarana ikasvika muna 80 tikarana, asi pa 2000 ndo patakazoone dambudziko because tainga tiri kushandise mvura yaibva iri kunyanyadzi river yegravity, ndiyo yatanga tiri kushandisa. Saka zvadaro mugero wedu watanga tiri kushanda nawo wakabva wafusirwa ngevhu. Afusirwa ngevhu takada kumboedza pano nepapa kuti tingafoshonorawo kuti tione kuwana mvura, asi zvakakona ngekuti ivhu raingoti mvura ikanaya 30 minutes, dzachi 30 minutes idzodzo kuzofoshonera ivhu racho raibva ratitorere 3 months kuti tiribvise. Zvadaro ndo patakatanga kupinde nzara.
The farmers have since resorted to the use of an electric pump to draw water from Odzi River for sustenance of the irrigation scheme instead of the less expensive gravity-fed canal irrigation.
Mvura yaibva yataishandisa yekwaodzi yanga iri yemagetsi, saka magetsi acho aidhura. Yanga iri yekuti paeka yanga iri $18. Saka yaitidhurira zvokuti $18 kuti ione inonetsa mari yacho.
The idea has not been able to bring any meaningful solutions to the community.
Asi by the time A block ne B block ne D block anga vari kushandise mvura yemagetsi inova yanga iri kudhure zvakanyanyisa, zvokuti vabereki vaisara vasina mare, vana vanga vasikachaendi kuchikoro ngekunga tichifunga kuti zvimwe mvura iyo ingatibatsira.
Upon realizing the challenges being faced by the scheme and the consequences this had on the surrounding community, the government, in partnership with non-governmental organizations and the local people, implemented an integrated micro-watershed management program to climate-proof Nyanyadzi irrigation for the direct benefit of more than 700 farmers.
Nyanyadzi Irrigation has been supported by the Ministry of Environment in collaboration with UNDP, Oxfam and Sapphire, whereby we have been trying to desilt the Nyanyadzi River, and we have been putting silt traps to ensure that in the future when the rains come, we harvest as much rain as possible to ensure irrigation process happens throughout the year. So Nyanyadzi is seeing a great change after the silt traps have been put following the 2016-2017 La Nina and the increased rainfall, whereby the effects were minimal due to the current silt traps that have been put by the communities with assistance from Agri-Techs, especially the Department of Mechanization.
We are actually trying to make sure we assist smallholder farmers to reduce their vulnerability to impacts of climate change as well as extreme events. And once we reduce their vulnerability, the next step is to build their resilience to impacts of climatic extremes. And drought is one of the issues that they are faced with. But also increasingly we are seeing a problem of extreme rainfall, heavy rainfall events that are affecting the farmers as well. So if you look at most of the irrigation schemes in the area, they really need to be climate proofed.
Among other initiatives, the project supported desilting and rehabilitation of a weir along Nyanyadzi River, irrigation canals, and an overnight storage dam, water pipeline laying and encasing, design and construction of silt traps and gully plugs, design and excavation of storm drains to redirect runoff and discharge it safely into the river system, training of streams, rainwater harvesting, pegging and opening up dead level contours, and change in land use in the micro catchment area.
The interventions that you were placed from September last year. One, we have diversions drains. These storm drains, they divert water or runoff water from the waterways that we're bringing in siltation to the canal to safe waterways. We designed safe waterways, so we designed these safe waterways. After that, we trained these waterways so that at the end of the day they won't expand anymore and causing much siltation. So one, storm drains, then two, we have gully reclamations in the upper side of the canal. We have almost 45 gully checks that have been placed onto various places.
The revitalization of the 412-hectare scheme through a Scaling Up Climate Change Adaptation program, a joint partnership of the government, non-government organizations and the community, has brought hope and relief for more than 700 farmers who have directly benefited from this scheme for more than half a century.
Inini fanika seni ndototi zviri kundibetsera zvakanyanya nekuti tisu tatine minda yaipinde jecha izvi zviri serious. Saka pazvakatangwa izvi takaona zvine rubetsero chaizvo nekuti kana jecha richapinde munda mwangu hapasina ende gore rino ndakatokohwawo zvakanatse kunaka kuti gore rega rega ndaidhaniscopa kana mvura yanaya chibage chacho ndichione chishoma shoma.
This irrigation scheme is really useful for vanhu vekuno, and there are about 725 households who are benefiting from this irrigation scheme. My livelihoods avo akwira, the level of productivity has gone up as a result of my rehabilitation works are kuitwa muno, and we hope eventually they will be able to advance and go into value addition and beneficiation. My marketing links are kuitwa, tinohopa kuti zvese zvinorimwa muno zvichange zvichiita sezvichiwana markets in Zimbabwe, and we are saying this is the biggest irrigation scheme in the district.
Nyanyadzi, so many years ago, was the breadbasket of that region when it was at full production, and for many years, I think for 20 years, the production, the utilization level was at 13%. So you find that even the rural market system was almost dead. You see that a local growth point, which is dependent on the agriculture that happens around Nyanyadzi area, you know, all the shops, all the open markets. We even used to travel to Nyanyadzi to buy agricultural produce, and that whole local market system was dead. So we think by reviving, you know, the irrigation system at Nyanyadzi, we first obviously enhance production. Then we also increase employment, especially of the women and the youths. You find there's a lot of migration into the city centers, but this is a result of rural economies that are not functional. So once we have that Nyanyadzi irrigation scheme in production, then obviously we will see the rural economies, you know, getting more vibrant. We also hope, under the Zimaset cluster and emphasis on value addition, that we can think of bringing, you know, local value addition investments, local processing plants in Nyanyadzi. You know, that whole chain between Chakowa, Nyanyadzi down to Bechnaf, you find a lot of tomatoes being sold on the road. So we hope this will produce, you know, a supply chain, or maybe rejuvenate a stronger supply chain, which motivates investment.
For more than a decade, families in the area have endured harsh conditions with little food, no income generating projects to improve their livelihoods or to send their children to school.
Tikutofara ndizvo kuti izvi vana kana kusukuru vakutoendawo kusukuru nemari kwayo tisingatei timbe tizvikwereti, tikutotengesawo magwere, tichitengese beans dzedu, tichitengese koroni yedu, tichiisa kuGMB.
Farmers from Nyanyadzi Irrigation are confident that they will register enhanced growth with 6 crops under the scheme, which include maize, wheat, tomatoes and sugar beans.
Nokuti iye izvizvi taakutoite kuti kana zvetinoda kurima vana murivo, vana koroni, vana wati taakutorima ngoda kuti mvura yamwo. Isati iri mwomo tatakagara mumba chaikumbagara, mumusha kuti tende kugara. Tarichiti dzimwe nguri kana tikati tarima zviya zvaitotsva. Zvekundorima ngemvura yekunaya zviya zvaitotsva, hatina chataizoita futi. Kunze kwekuti tikaona ikudirira, kuti vhura muno rinopisa. Kana kunyari tsika chaiko rinotopisa vhura muno.
Besides water for irrigation, desilting of the canals has also brought some hope to livestock. Therefore, after 15 years of challenges, the revival of Nyanyadzi irrigation is expected to sustain rural livelihoods in these dry parts of the country.
Pamakore 17 mugero wakavharika, vandudzo yavapoka ivandudzo yakakura chaizvo sekuti vanhu takugone kurima. So far iko zvinezvi tine koroni yakawanda chaizvo iri mumaeka mablocks ese kubve kublock A, B C ne D. Mablocks ese mablocks iwo ane koroni yakanaka ende mvura iko zvinezvi harisi dambudziko. Sekuti pakutoona kwedu isusu tinotoona manje kuti kuuya kwemwana waMwari, sekuti panhu patanga tamira chaipo kuti titi taizogona zvekuzorima kana kuti titi taizogona zvekuzoita chimwe chinhu kubvisa muvhu chaimo chekuti tizoisa mudura, zvava zvinhu zvavakutonetsa.
The deal-seating of Nyanyadzi water canals is among the various climate change response strategies being conducted by the government that will help to build adaptive capacity during this time of climatic change.
Tiri mu Natural Region 5 munomu hamunaye mvura yakakwana and hakuna munhu anokwanisa kurarama asina irrigation. Irrigation ndio the livelihood yekunoku chete kana uchiita cropping. Saka vanhu vari kucelebrate because they are now assured of food security at the household and also income. They will generate quite substantial quantities of amounts of income because of the irrigation scheme. We find kuti all along they were now idling, you know. They were waiting for kukorokoza, they were waiting for kuenda kumatowns kunotsvaga basa, and kumatowns iko zvinezvi mabasa awanika. But with this rehabilitation, everyone is at home, is looking at chikafu ndatova nacho chevana and lakukwanisa kutumira vana kuchikoro handisina kana problem.
Irrigation plays a very important role when it comes to climate change adaptation, because climate change has resulted in frequent floods and droughts which are happening back to back, and it becomes very difficult for communities to cope, whereby they don't know when to plant and what to plant. So as we promote irrigation as a climate change adaptation strategy, we want to ensure that communities can be able to plant probably a minimum of 3 seasons, ensuring them that they increase their food security and they are able to adapt to the impacts of climate change.
For the people of Nyanyadzi and other dry areas where rain-fed agriculture is a dream, the irrigation system has proved to be the only hope and source for survival in these communities, especially in this time of changing climatic conditions.